Joining with us is former ISRO chairman Mr. K Sivan, who is here to talk about the mission Chandrayaan and also about how that mission will boost India's space industry. In a larger role, also ISRO's role in the aerospace industry in India. So, Mr. Sivan, welcome to Times Now. Sir, today is an important day that we saw separation of Pragyan. Tell us about how critical that activity was.
Basically, this for the further events to happen, that is for the soft landing of the lander on the surface of the moon. So it has to be first separate out from the propulsion module. Then only this further operation can be done. So that way, this particular event, the separation event, is very, very important, and it's a very crucial for all of us. At the same time, this is any operations done on board is a very, very complex and very involving task. So this particular event happened without any problem, very nicely. It's very happy that this event is happening. Now the whole system is ready for getting ready for landing on the moon on 23rd.
So congratulations, sir, first of all, over that. What is the next process, sir? Once it's the separation happen, is it the deboost? Is that the next process of that?
Yes. That is basically this after the separation. Till now, these all operations, all the increase in the orbit or reduce in the orbit, everything is done by propulsion module. Now that task will be carried out by lander module. So now the next phase is it has to be circularized to the orbit is something like 150 by 160 or so. It has to be circularized to 100 kilometer. After 100 kilometer, again it will be further reduced to 100 kilometer by 30 kilometers one side, and from 30 kilometer onwards it will start coming down and land. That is the plan.
How forward are you looking for the landing of this mission, and how critical is that the landing one? Because we join an elite group of nations after that.
Now, definitely this particular landing, the lunar landing, is a very, very critical because of the nature of the problem. Because this particular moon doesn't have any atmosphere, and at the same time, the satellite is moving with a very high velocity. And this velocity should be brought to zero in controlled fashion. Where if it is made zero at higher altitude, no use, it will fall like a football. And if it is when it's reaching the ground with a higher velocity, it will break. So it has to, at ground level, when it's reaching, the velocity also should be zero. That way, it's a very crucial activity. And I'm sure that this time it will go without any problem.
Hopefully, sir, hopefully. If we talk about Chandrayaan-1 and 2, how different it is the Chandrayaan-3 mission?
The Chandrayaan-1 is totally is an orbiter mission. And there was a moon impact probe. There's one part of the Chandrayaan-1. It is separated out and impacted on the moon. So it was Chandrayaan-1 mission. Chandrayaan-2 mission have an orbiter, which is which is similar to Chandrayaan-1. Along with that, we had lander and rover also. Chandrayaan-3 is that the orbiter is not there. Lander and rover of the Chandrayaan-2 is there in Chandrayaan-3 also. But to take that the module, the lunar module to that required orbit and put it in the correct place, the propulsion module was there.
So just to get a brief about our viewers, to extend, can you expand on what is the mission of Chandrayaan-3 and what are its objectives?
See, Chandrayaan-3, that mission is mainly for achieving a soft landing on the moon. At the same time, from the lander, a rover has to come out and going over the moon, and at the same time, this after landing on the moon and after the rover is coming out, to carry out the scientific experiments to understand that the geology of the moon. That is the purpose. It has multiple. One is technology part, another is science part.
So, how is the mission critical as far as the space boost? How does it give boost to India's space sector growth, sir? Chandrayaan mission, how is it critical in that sense?
See, by Chandrayaan-3 success, definitely it will give one big thing for India, a technology for soft landing on a celestial body. This new technology that India will acquire by having the Chandrayaan-3 mission success. And the second one is that by landing at the near South Pole region, where not explored region, unexplored region is landing, and carry out the science there. So the Chandrayaan-3 mission is expected to bring something new scientific findings. That's what we are hoping that it will come out of the Chandrayaan-3 mission.
Sir, India's successful mission of Chandrayaan-3, how will it impact in terms of our stature in the global level, sir, global scale?
So definitely that is if you are landing on the moon and to do the scientific experiments and roving, then definitely we are the fourth country in the world to do the function. That way, that globally, that also will join the elite club of landing on the moon. That group will join.
Definitely, sir. You said, as you mentioned, 3 countries already are there, and India will be the 4th country. So, will that help in terms of satellites being launched from India? Already it is happening, but will be a boost in Chandrayaan-3?
Now, Chandrayaan-3 objectives are different, not for increasing that launching the satellite. The purpose is to demonstrate a new landing technology, at the same time to do the science on the moon in the unexplored regions of the moon.
Sir, the new space policy, will it create more closer conditions for the government and private players, do you think? And also, by India becoming a major player in the international space industry, can you throw some light on that?
So definitely that India's new space policy is drafted or worked out with a clear mind in the mind, clear things in the mind that the private people should be allowed to carry out the space activities. That is a purpose. At the same time, definitely it is aiming to bring that foreign people also to invest in India. But there will be separate policy. It will handle. But this space policy really gives you a very clear picture of how the private industries can come and do that space activities in India without any trouble, and how ISRO is helpful for making it feasible. All this is addressed in the space policy.
So we're seeing, especially in countries like US, private players coming up more with coordination sometimes with their space research organization. Do you see something like that happening in India, and what is the time frame you see in that?
See, that is when we are open up the space sector for the private industry, along with that some few things we kept in the mind. One is that for the Indian industries to come forward, and we have a plan to do it with hand-holding them and encouraging them to do that. That is one point. And the second one is this: you see this the space activities involve very high risk, high investment the task. So for even a small industries to come to do the work, what the policy is telling, or what the regulatory system, whatever we establish, such that the private people, instead of building a new infrastructure for themselves, they can make use of the already existing infrastructure in ISRO, so that they can do the business with ease.
So we also seen ISRO's impact in the Southeast Asians. A lot of smaller countries are all approaching us. Do you see that this happening more with the new state policy of the government?
Yes. That is what we are collaborating not only with the space faring nation, we are collaborating with the space aspiring nation also. So we are trying to help them technologically how to do the space activities, also for launching the satellite, and they're making their satellites to make with sometimes with no money or with small amount of money. And it's really that we are having real cooperation with all the countries, whether it's big countries or small countries, or a space faring nation or space aspiring nation. We are really have a good collaborations.
So will takes me to the next question, where we will little go from Chandrayaan and look at the future missions. How much a big challenge is Gaganyaan, sir?
The Gaganyaan is a totally a different the task altogether. Yes, that launching a satellite is mainly to launch the satellite and forget about that. And here, with the satellite is not the satellite, it's a human, it's a payload. So we need to have that the launch vehicle which is launching the mission must have that human reliability. The human rated version should be there with high level of reliability. That is one thing. And so the technology whatever we have to enhance and the reliability to ensure that this is that the launch vehicle is human rated. And the second one is that we need to create a conducive environment for the astronauts to when they are in the space, because we need to create the temperature, pressure, and humidity. Like the environment control and life support system is a very critical activity. We should look into that. Also, we need to have a habitat for the human crew module. And another one is that once we are returning from there, we should return safely, in the sense when we are returning from the higher velocity, reducing to zero, the huge amount of the heat will be generated. To avoid, to protect the module from the heat, the thermal protection system is required. And the fourth one is with all this, it should land on a designated location. You cannot land anywhere.
Sure.
This one. So this altogether a lot of new technologies need to be developed.
So
in the Gaganyaan mission.
So those are challenges you're saying with this mission. These are some of the challenges which you highlighted with this mission. How are we approaching towards that? How are we preparing towards that?
See, that is already all the technologies are developed already. Now the testing is going on. That is like a human rating is over. Then environment control system, life support system, and crew module. And then re-entry and recovery, this one. In all the areas, this development is going on, and also now the testing also going on.
Our pilots are being trained, sir, in that. Can you shed some light on that?
The pilots initially they got the generic training in Russia, this one, and now they are undergoing mission-specific training in India. It includes that coursework and also the training in our module. Yeah, they are going to travel in our module. So the training in our module that's happening along with the coursework. The mission-specific training is going on.
So billions of Indians are anxiously waiting for Gaganyaan project. Apart from the boosting the image of the country, can you specify how Gaganyaan project will help the space industry in India?
So definitely there is that Gaganyaan project involves many new technologies. At the same time, the new development of new activities as well as research activities, many things are involved. So this to do this one is only the space industries in India only can do it, not ISRO alone. Most of the activities in the space activities done in ISRO is really that the physical work is done in industry. That way the Gaganyaan activity also will enhance the space activity in the industry in India.
Sir, I would like to little debate and look at the geopolitics of it now, where space has become any big frontier now, apart from that. And currently with the wars happening in Ukraine, talking about Russia's Star Wars program stuff, how important is like space as a frontier of in terms of war and weapons? How do you look at it, and how big a role ISRO can play in that?
Now that nowadays this the space also that is considered as one of the strategic items many countries are doing. So that way these many activities are when it is considered a strategic item, definitely there are a lot of the systems are brought to protect the damage created by the systems also. This one.
So, but if you're looking at India's way, apart from spy satellites, we're looking at strong security satellites also, sir. And is there any thought process? Could you shed some light on that?
Now, right now, India is not having any such this sort of satellite, but maybe in the future it may come for such type of thing.
So, big players have an international space station. They have command center in international space station. Should India be also looking in that direction?
Yes, after the Gaganyaan program, that India will be looking into the space stations like that. But before that, there are already one international space station is there. Some collaborations may come with respect to that. But ultimately, that is we also may have a station. But that after achieving the Gaganyaan mission, now there is nothing is in the limelight.
Sir, there is strong talks about colonizing the moon, or building up stations in the moon. What is your thoughts on that, sir?
So definitely that is after some time that the humans may travel to moon. And once they are going to the moon, then they will be colonizing that moon for effective use of that one, and so many. Again, the geopolitical this one will come to the picture. So definitely it is going to happen one day, and for that the Chandrayaan-3 mission, whatever we are doing now, it will be having a stepping stone for achieving that one later.
So with the technology you're talking about Chandrayaan, can it become a launchpad for other interplanetary missions and stuff? Can ISRO be able to do it after this mission?
The Chandrayaan mission mainly it will give only that landing technology. It is not for interplanetary missions and all. Interplanetary missions anyway, for that a separate rocket, powerful rocket is required, which is powerful enough to push the satellite or module the interplanetary trajectory. That is more required than this one. The Chandrayaan's technology is different, whereas the technology required for interplanetary travel is one thing. And after interplanetary travel, the launcher is a powerful launch. Now, there to land there, at that time this Chandrayaan-3 technology will be useful.
Okay. But if it talks about using moon as for another launch pad, for like you said, where are we on that, sir? And that in that sense.
So that is we are long way to go. We are to go to interplanetary another planet, keeping moon as a base is yet another this one that we have lot of work to do for that. This one.
Mr. Sivan, how hopeful about are we looking for anxiously for the dates now of landing? Your thoughts or final thoughts on that?
Now this time the Chandrayaan-3 mission, that is whatever lessons we learned from Chandrayaan-2, all the corrective measures have been taken, and also that is wherever the design margins are lower, now it's improved. Then wherever this that redundancy is less, that now improved with a new redundancy. That way the system is got more robust now, the Chandrayaan-3 mission compared to Chandrayaan-2, and I'm sure that this time it will be successful.
Wishing our entire India is wishing you, sir, and we are behind you. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule and speaking times now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sivan.
Thank you.